Hi Leo, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. Thank you so much for helping me reach the 40,000 subscriber mark. It really is truly humbling. I'm so grateful, and I'm so humbled by it, so thank you. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website addressed below. If you're not on my mailing list, you are not getting the monthly magic, the Monday magic tidbit, which is a motivational message from me and the tarot to get you fired up for your Monday ahead. With that said, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So my ascendant brothers and sisters, let's have a look, see what the week ahead has in store for us. What is going on? What is the destiny card for the week ahead? And this week we get the High Priestess. Listen to your intuition, trust your gut and your hunches this week. And the reason I say hunches is because the image that I've got in my mind is it's almost like there's going to be either a eureka moment or there's going to be a moment where you're like, damn, I'm really glad that I did that. As an example, say you were driving down a road and your intuition says, turn left here. Well, that's right. But you know what I mean? Turn right here. And you turn right and then you go down it and you end up discovering something amazing. Your intuition is going to take you off the beaten track this week, my dear fellow Leos, because I'm a Leo ascendant. Your intuition is going to take you off the beaten track this week. And it might not necessarily make sense at that moment in time. It might not even make sense to some of the people around you, but you've got to follow your hunches. Your intuition is spot on this week, right? It is really powerful. And the thing is, Leo is a big cat, right? The High Priestess is basically you blessing you and gracing you with your already inbuilt extrasensory powers. So this week, if you find that your intuition is heightened, pay attention to it. There is a lot that's going to come up from that, right? So listen to your deeper self, listen to your intuitive self, and go with what comes up, right? One thing I can tell you about your intuition, I know this because I've built my whole career on it, it will never steer you wrong, right? Even sometimes when it might not make sense, follow it, right? And one day when I write my autobiography, you will understand why why I always tell people that. So let's have a look. We've got a whole bunch of cards all flown out here. All right, so okay, our direction card this week is the Knight of Swords, right? So again, in fact, the first thing that I want to say to you this week, do not go into justification mode. Don't step out. So when this week you make those moves based on your hunches, don't let people question you, right? If they're coming from a place of love and it's like, okay, do you maybe want to check what you're doing, or what is it that you're actually intending to do? If they're looking out for you, then fine, absolutely. Don't go into justification mode. You are doing what is based, you're doing what's good for yourself based on what your intuition tells you. And that's why I say to you, because you've got the Knight of Swords as the direction, right? And sometimes the Knight of Swords, it can be aggressive or tough or hard or fraught communication. Sometimes it can be arguments and all of those things. And it very often sees us doing something in haste. Don't be so quick to backtrack yourself. Don't be so quick to second guess yourself. This week you must rely on your intuition. And if somebody comes, and starts giving you the challenge or the question and saying, well, why are you doing that? And, all the rest of it, trust yourself enough to say, look, you know what? I don't have to explain myself to you. I don't have to explain myself to anybody. I'm doing what I believe is right for myself, and I will stick with that. Thank you. All right, so your insight card, what's going on behind the scenes or making its way in? You've got the Knight of Pentacles, right? Take your time. Interestingly enough, I gave the analogy of a car, right? And the Knight of Pentacles very often talks about a mode of transport, which is very interesting. It also talks about the journeys or the physical things that we do. So be rooted in your physical body and you're grounded in yourself this week. This is definitely a really good week for you to listen to what your body is telling you. If you feel tired, sleep or rest or snooze or do something nice for yourself. You know, if your mind seems to be producing loads of images or lots of thoughts and all the rest of it, find some way of bringing yourself down out of here into the physical self, right, into the grounded reality. The other thing with the Knight of Pentacles as well, it's about determination. And sometimes your will has to be set. Sometimes your will has to be resolute in order for people to understand that you will be doing this regardless. And then on top of that, you've got two knights here, right? And the knights very often represent messages, modes of transport. Sometimes they can foretell big changes as well. You know, the knights are modes of change anyway. They're very mutable type energy. Now, what I wanted to say to you as well is that with the Knight of Pentacles and the determination, your will have to be resolute this week. So, like I said, not coming from a place of justification or, oh, I need to explain myself or anything like that. And more importantly, it's sticking with that path no matter what. Right, and this kind of that analogy that comes up for me again, and I love this one as well, where if you've got 10 people in a line and one of them steps out of line and says, I believe this and I don't care what the other 9 do, I'm sticking with it, eventually the other 9 will fall into place with them, right? They'll back them. And sometimes that's how big discoveries or big leaps forward are made. Very often, you know, when you look back at science, some of the ideas that we know to be true nowadays, the people that came forward with that stuff were burned as heretics. Right, you know, so this is what I'm saying to you. Something is going to ring true for you in your intuition this week. It will feel totally right for you to tread a specific path, right? Possibly a literal path, because you've got 2 knights here. The chances are that might be met with some resistance from your outside external world. And if that is the case, you've got to stick to your guns, right? Don't fight, don't argue, don't go into justification mode. Be polite, but be resolute. All right. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care. I'll see you soon.